Ja, så snyggt. Ja, det får det vara som det är. Pang. Tank controls. Anledningen till att jag inte har 16:9 är för att det blir väldigt utdraget då. Då ser det liksom ut så här och det är jättefult.
That line right there, love is for the living. I'm only after her for one reason. She's my ticket out of here. That was the key line that Tony and I would always go back to that kind of identified who that character was. The idea with Manny being a Hispanic Humphrey Bogart, that line evoked Casablanca in many ways, and that was kind of just we worked on that line more longer than we should have, but it was just one of those that we just felt was important to kind of nail and help define Manny.
And you could see Pete's musical treatment of it. He kind of suspended the music and had this little classical guitar melody that had a feeling of being like a pocket in time to further highlight that line.
Right.
Yeah.
Och det var ju det som hände i förra avsnittet då. Ja, nej men vi kör igång här tycker jag faktiskt. Det finns ingen anledning att vänta längre. Susanna får komma in när hon kommer. Här har vi stackars Glottis.
Gladys, my friend, why are you crying?
Manny? Oh, Manny, they fired me!
Me too, buddy.
You don't understand, Manny. I was created just to do that job. It's the only thing that makes me happy. It's like they reached into my chest and pulled out my heart and threw it into the woods to...
Gladys, what have you done? Oh, Gladys.
I always like Glottis because he's just so pure in his... I mean, he's by definition pure in that he's just the spirit of driving, kind of. Like, he was summoned from the land itself, and he has no... nothing...
Oh, no. Ooh, ick. Shoot!
This is me playing with my own worst fears. I was realizing while we're making this game, I just randomly was thinking about how nice it is that spiders can't fly. You know, with spiders are kind of icky, but they're on the wall. You can stay away from them. Don't go in the garage. Don't get firewood ever. You can stay away from spiders. But what if they could fly? What if you had to, instead of like a bee buzzing around you or something, you had to worry about like there's a black widow. Like, wouldn't that be creepy? So we made flying spiders in the game.
It's stuck in there good. I guess I could always use a spare. Ooh, something has sucked the marrow out. It's an ugly pile of bones, like me. I like to save bones for special occasions.
Hur många kan man ta? Flera stycken.
I'll just drop this one. I'm carrying around too many of those already. It's an ugly pile of bones, like me. I don't need any more. I'm practically made of them. These spiders have Glottis's heart in their web.
Vad det skulle... Nej, jag kan inte göra så, men hur... De här kontrollerna är
Stuck in
lite...
there good.
Ta och titta här bara. Options. Där. Examine, use. Ah, P. Varför är det som så långt borta ifrån varandra? Inventory tab. Det får väl vara sådär då.
Soup's on. Huh. They don't seem very interested in that bone I put in there.
Älskar det där ljudeffekten.
Oh, poor spiders. No more demon heart to eat.
I always like Glottis because he's just so pure in his. I mean, he's by definition pure in that he's just the spirit of driving, kind of like he was summoned from the land itself, and he has no nothing but nothing but a desire to drive and go fast, and all his motivations are about like moving at high speed. He almost dies because he's going too slow at some point, and he has to go fast again to come back to life.
Right.
But he also obviously cares about friendship and Manny, and he's a very loyal character.
Heart. Heart is good. Be good to Heart. Don't tear out Heart. Heart is good. Strong. Beating good, Heart. Hey, is that my car?
Mr. Lamont, I assure you the missing woman will be found. I will personally track her down myself.
Just like you personally picked her up from the land of the living.
That was my intention, but Agent Calavera somehow got to her first.
We gave you the fastest car, Domino. We gave you all the best clients. You had all the advantages. So how was
sorry
Miss
about that.
Calavera able to sneak in there and eat your lunch? Oh, now, Hector, you can't get too mad at Domino. That wasn't his fault. Oh, I can, Don. You should know I can get too mad. But not at Domino. After all, he wasn't in charge of this operation. At least, not until now. Hector, no! Marigolds. Funny. For some reason, I was expecting tulips. Well, maybe Mr. Calavera, eh, Domino? Why don't you personally go down to the basement and escort him up here? The sooner he's sprouted and we can get back to business, the better.
Wanna go for a ride?
I thought you'd never ask. Oh,
Oops.
sorry.
Hey, wait a second.
Oh no, hur ska vi göra? Hur kommer vi ut ifrån?
Well, this is the area that Tim and I would make a lot of jokes about because, you know, producer type person, I need to shorten the game, cut it somehow. So this area, I would, you know, say, hey, we need to cut the beavers. Does that make sense?
He's like, no way, not cutting it.
Oh, well, the whole time we'd fight about it, and it was that one kind of thing where, that was the story I told a little earlier about the ship,
Yeah.
you know, and he said, Leslie, a game is like a ship, and the ship is going, and it's gonna keep going until it stops. And I was like, what kind of logic is that? It has to finish at some point. So I was like, look, the beavers gotta go, and it'd always be on the list. And he actually drew me a little pictures on a napkin of like the armadillo, the beavers on fire. And he's like, why did you cut me, Leslie? Please don't cut me, Leslie. And he would just poke me.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
The beavers.
Manny, this is a low-riding street rod, not a 4x4. We don't have the clearance for that kind of road.
Híjole, mano. What sort of unholy Christmas tree farm is this, Gladys?
Heja! Däremot så känner jag att det är väldigt högt allting.
Gladys, what are they doing to that tree?
Oh,
Kan du
city
prata lite?
boy. You work all day in a city.
Det låter mer nu.
This place gives me the creeps.
Ja. Då tar vi den här.
Just det, ja, det är ju den.
Heja!
This place gives me the creeps.
I'm ready to go when you are.
Sådär. Ursäkta hörni, jag var tvungen att ta ett samtal. Är du där, Susanna? Jag ser att du har försvunnit din väg. Men där syns du igen.
This forest sucks the marrow out of everything. I'd climb it myself, but I don't want to take all the fun away from Gladys.
Nu har jag glömt hur man får glottis och gå upp där då. Just det.
Ooh, careful, Manny! With the harmonic balancer turned off, those pumps might shake that tree apart. Oh, but... Oh! If we shook the tree down, those pumps would dislodge, and I could make high-lift shocks out of them for the bone wagon. Hold on. I'm going to unbalance that wheel with some of these weights. That'll shake her down for sure. Okay, just give me a second to balance these doggies. Hey, Benny! What are you doing? Manny, until now we scraped along the ground like rats. But from now on we soar. Like eagles. Heh. Like eagles on pogo sticks!
What a relief. I was getting concerned that our transportation wasn't ostentatious enough.
Get in, or are you afraid of heights?
This signpost seems to be pointing the way to Rubacava.
Yeehaw! Åh, hej. Va? Vilket håll? Jag ser ju inte. Är det häråt? Här kanske? Ja! Alltså det är en hel del grejer i det här spelet som inte är särskilt logiska.
Men du kommer ihåg vad det är du ska
Loteria.
göra från andra genomspelningar, eller?
Vad sa du?
Du kommer ihåg spelet, eller?
Delar av det i alla fall.
Ja.
Kommer jag ihåg.
Jag kommer ihåg...
Han låtsas köra.
Ja.
Ja, vad är det du kommer ihåg?
Jag kommer ihåg att du satt fast skitlänge på den här bävergrejen. Om hur man skulle göra med de eldiga bävrarna.
Ja, men det var väl precis exakt i vilken ordning och hur man skulle göra sådär och gå
Ja,
någonstans.
precis.
Manny, I'm scared of that sign.
This is like a callback to those brave young men and their jaunty jalopies. You ever seen that movie? Those outrageous young men, their flying machines.
No, that I remember.
There are these two crazy movies from the 60s which were all about, it was kind of like the Wacky Races, but a real life version. Magnificent.
Yeah. Flying machines.
And it was like one of those movies, it was kind of like Wild 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 World or whatever, like
It's
a
Mad
World, where all these people are chasing some crazy prize, but the cars in it always had things like that. I think that is a direct lift, like one of the cars would have these hydraulic shocks that lift it up or just crazy extending things.
Right.
Det är extremt, alltså kolla det där trädet.
It looks like some sort of warning sign. They'll tear you apart bone by bone and build with you a human throne. Their buck-toothed king will sit upon what once was you, but now is gone. This key unlocks the gates of hell. Steady traveler, use it well.
Det skrev du ner någon gång, tror jag.
Det är möjligt
Can't
att
pass
jag
up an
gjorde.
old creepy key.
Vad sa du, Sanna?
Ja, det är väldigt möjligt att jag gjorde.
Precis som du skrev ner hela början på Discworld Noir.
Discord Noir,
Ja.
Mr. Luton. Ja, du vet, jag hade ju ett projekt där jag skulle ju skriva ner alltså hela dialogen i hela spelet.
Ja. If I'm not, I should fire the guy who painted the door.
Men jag tröttnade ju efter ett tag då. Och sen hade jag något annat projekt och skulle jag skriva ner allting i Zelda Link to the Past.
Maybe I'll just keep the lock on until I can assess the situation damn side.
Vad sa du, Susanna?
Jag skulle skriva ner hela Zelda Link to the Past också.
Jaså? Hur långt kom du då?
Jag påbörjade det med.
Manny, what are you doing?
Hey, don't sneak up on me like that.
Don't you know what's on the other side of that gate?
Yeah, the way out of the forest.
Demon beavers, Manny. They'll make you into a dam.
Relax, Geppetto. I'm not made of wood.
But Manny, they don't use wood.
Herregud, klockan är 7:30. Jag börjar bli trött, känner jag.
Här var skulle man ju vara exakt liksom.
Du skulle slänga på exakt rätt ställe och grejer, va?
Ja. Rätt tidpunkt.
We were like, what is the flame source for the beavers? And they're like, well, they have a nuclear, they have core. They have a nuclear core, so they're thermonuclear flaming bone beavers.
Yeah, you know, I have to say, flaming bone beavers. I mean,
You would think that
what
would be
does that remind you
controversial.
of? Yeah,
A band name?
maybe. Yeah.
Flaming bone beavers. Ha. Titta här nu. Ser du hur jag släcker dem alla? The bone beavers.
Flaming Bone Beavers.
Vad är det du stickar, Sanna?
Det här är Daniels halsduk.
Jaha.
Och ja, det är det jag stickar. Jag tänkte jag skulle ta med mig den upp nästa vecka.
När drar du till Daniel?
För jag skulle vilja åka på typ onsdag, tisdag egentligen.
Men du är hemma i helgen?
Va?
Är du hemma i helgen då?
Ja.
Hela helgen?
Ja.
Alldeles ensam.
Va?
Alldeles ensam.
Alldeles ensam. Funderade på om jag skulle gå på Hardcore Superstar imorgon.
Men du gör ingenting särskilt i helgen?
Nej, det gör jag inte. Och alltså egentligen har jag ju inte pengar för att liksom dra iväg och göra något så heller. Du får komma hit om du vill.
Ja, men kanske det. Fundera på det.
Det vore roligt.
Mm. Jag funderar på det. Men det ska jag nog göra. Får fundera. Ja, vi får se. Men nu ska vi spela Grim Fandango här.
This scene actually, this is the beavers here, another good example of like, you know, why you have to have co-routines in games, because you know, at least in adventure games, you have to have like a script that just says, how's this beaver going to behave? You know, what's he going to do? And at the time that people were making games, you know, the scripting languages weren't popular yet. You had a lot of games in C, and somebody would have been trying to write in their game engine, in their game loop, and go run the beavers now. And in a scene like this, you had to be able to take that and say, this is how a beaver behaves. Right now, I'm thinking like a beaver. How would a beaver? He's going to crawl over here, and he's going to chew on these things, and then he'll get tired, and then he'll jump over here. The same thing with the pigeons and anything else. And that, again, it's like I didn't have to think about the fact that they were needed. They were obviously needed. I mean, that's one of the things that Scum had made very obvious. Like, you cannot make adventure games without coroutines. They didn't even call them coroutines, though. I mean, we didn't even know what to call them for a long time until, I mean,
Threads.
They were just threads, yeah. And actually, well, that was one of the early experiments. I actually tried to use actual Windows threads, because this is a Windows game. It wasn't a DOS game. This is a Windows game. We can use actual threads.
Just det var ju coolt faktiskt.
I initially did try and actually have different Lua threads, and it was just so heavyweight. Machines are so tight, and it was so much overhead, and it was so complex. And it was like, no, we need something lightweight. It needs to be really focused on what the game does.
This one was
How could you ever cut this?
I know, but programmatically it was buggy and it was hard. No one understood like how to solve this puzzle for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, look, you gotta pick something, and we hadn't started it yet. And so this is a classic Tim technique. When you want to cut something, he will start putting it in the game.
Yeah.
So that everything gets in. So, yeah. Funny.
Funny.
This outer gate is huge. I'll need Glottis to open it.
Manny, I don't know if I like driving over people.
They can't feel it, they're dead.
You're dead. I wouldn't want to drive over you.
That's because you and I, Glottis, are friends.
Aw, Manny. Hello? Miss Colomar! We're here to save you!
Hey, lay off the racket. The whole town's asleep.
But I want a drag race. When they get a load of my car, we're gonna be the talk of the town.
You're right. We're gonna have to find a good place to hide that road show.
Speaking of hiding, I wonder if Mitch is here already. I'm gonna go see what I can stir up. Not a bad piece of real estate, actually. It's got potential.
Så här, när de kommer till stan här och det har jag ingen aning om. Det här har jag inte sett förut.
Det här?
Ja.
Det här är ju slutet på år 1.
Väldigt. Ja, nej.
Titta. Känner du igen honom?
Mr. Flores, I'm ready to take you now.
Manny Calavera. Is that you?
Känner du igen honom?
Didn't you used to be taller?
What are you doing here?
Well, if you must know, it's about my wife. I got word that she passed away not long after I, and that she too was crossing the land of the dead on foot. It is said that all lost souls come to Rubacava, so I came here to wait for her.
Aww.
You must love her very much, Celso.
Yes, this is true. Of course, she also has all of my money.
How do you know your wife hasn't gone ahead of you?
Oh, Manny, If she had arrived here first, surely she would have waited for me.
I'll help you find your wife. What did she look like?
Oh, here. I got this from the DOD and made copies to hand out. Isn't she something?
She must have been beautiful with skin.
Weren't we all?
Weren't we all?
So, know a good place to stay in town?
What's your price range?
Somewhere around the high end of nothing.
Then maybe, young man, it's time you started thinking about a job.
Can you get me a job here?
Have any skills?
Sales?
Well, that does qualify you for a certain position, but we only have one mop.
I'm looking for a woman named Mercedes Colomar.
Well, no one's come through town by that name, and you can take it from me. I, too, am looking for someone, so I watch the comings and goings around here very carefully.
I'm here to reclaim that walking stick.
I broke it over the head of some hideous monsters in the forest. I'm sorry, Manuel. I've got to get this place ready to open.
Right. I'll let you know if I see your wife.
She'll be the one asking for her beloved Celso.
Tre.
Men de är döda. Och skelett.
Ja.
Och så har de mat. Och cigaretter obviously. Så då måste de ha lungor.
Balle.
The character Celso is played by a really funny actor called Peter Lorre, and when he came into the studio on the first day, he had this real look of apprehension about him, and it turned out the word in Hollywood was that Grim Fandango was code name for Star Wars Episode 1 casting. So when he was coming in for the project, people were telling him, "You're gonna be going in, and George Lucas is going to be there, and they're going to be flying up to the ranch," and he was terribly disappointed when he walked in, and the only person in the studio was me.
Grim Fandango was code word for Star Wars.
Att fråga varför de äter och röker och sådär och leta efter logik, det är ungefär som att fråga hur fick han upp isblocken dit?
Nej.
Jo.
Ja, fast det är... Jag säger ju det här för att det är en intressant diskussion, inte för att jag ifrågasätter allting.
Ja, nej det är bra. Ja, men då så.
It's Celso's wife. Actually, I don't think skin would help.
Jaså? Oops.
Tourists.
Tourists.
You gotta watch your step around here, stranger. Rubicabe ain't the quaint little port town she used to be. Well, hell, looks like there's a new vessel in town. Pardon me whilst I go check her out.
Jo, han kommer jag ihåg. Förresten.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's mostly stock with a few mods here and there. So, would those be glass packs I'm hearing, or turbos?
I really wanted to have this moment of Lasco bonding with Glottis, and that, like through the magic of cars and talking about engines and stuff. And cars bring people together, talking about engines.
Plus,
because I never had sports.
Internal combustion.
I never liked sports. I was not into the manly unifier of sports, but the
me neither.
But cars you can talk about with the toughest of dudes.
That's true. That's
Like-
true.
Jag tycker inte om bilar
There
heller.
was this one high-pitched whine it was making. Really grating noise, you know? And I searched and
Nej, men
searched,
det
but
där
I
är ju
couldn't
sant
find
för
the
typ
source
vad
of the
som
noise
helst. Så
until we
länge
pulled
det är
in
två
here.
personer som har
Was it the
samma
blower?
intresse.
No, it was
Om
Manny
det är
screaming in
bilar
the
eller
back
om det är
like a
spel
cat
eller
tied
om
to
det
a
Vänta.
cruise missile. That's a good one.
Hola.
Hey, Manny, Dockmaster Velasco here says he's got a place we can dry dock the bone wagon for a while.
Oh, yeah. We can't leave a beauty like this out in the fog, or her chrome will get pitted.
Pitted? Did you hear that, Manny?
You folks gonna stay in Rubacava for a spell?
Vad sa du för någonting?
Det där är ju, alltså det är ju samma sak med vad som helst. Jag menar, som Daniel håller ju på med stereo. Han gillar ju hi-fi och sånt. Och har ju haft liksom hur mycket förstärkare och högtalare och grejer som helst hemma.
Ja.
Och så nu bestämde han sig för att sälja typ allt liksom.
Ja.
Och han säger det att alltså, folk kommer inte bara och hämtar sin grej, sin förstärkare och typ åker därifrån, utan de stannar ju kvar och kikar på vad har du med för grejer och
Just det.
han kanske liksom säljer andra grejer som han inte hade lagt upp eller tänkt att sälja. Bara, vad fan, ja. Här, ta med dig ett par högtalare liksom. Och sen alltså att de sitter och snackar om grejerna, provar olika grejer, alltså kopplar in och lyssnar på och bara, fan schysst. Alltså du vet, så jag tror att det spelar nog inte så stor roll. Alltså så länge man har ett gemensamt intresse så är det väl sådär bringing people together. Men jag tror att bilar är en sån grej som, jag menar de flesta, även om man inte är intresserad av bilar, så har man åtminstone hyfsad koll på vad man tycker om. Den här bilen tycker jag är schysst, den här bilen tycker jag ser bra ut. Alltså man har någonting ändå, något litet intresse för bilen, även om det bara är lacken liksom.
Tror du det? Tror du att alla skulle kunna diskutera bilar på något sätt?
Ja, alltså åtminstone någon grej. Det tror jag. Det tror jag. För att alltså,
och få ut någonting av det menar jag. Alltså inte bara för artighets skull nu.
Jo, ja, men det tror jag. Det gäller bara att prata om rätt sak.
Nej, det tror inte jag. Bilar är jättetråkigt.
How do you get around here with all the mist?
When you've strolled these docks as long as I have, Pilgrim, you know where you are by the smell of the sea, by the sound of the lonely foghorn, by the icy touch of the cold, salty air.
Wow. Manny, could I have an eye patch?
Can I just ask,
Glorious.
what is under the eye patch? Because I know it's not an eye.
Oh, well, when I was alive, I had an eye patch like this. This one's just for the phantom pain. And that one eye socket used to scream like a banshee when the trade winds blew, so I plugged her.
I might be here a while. Is there any work in this town?
Well, there's lots of work down at the docks, but it's all union work. And I just don't see you in that union.
We're here looking for a woman named Mercedes Colomar.
I'm not too good with names. Did she have any distinguishing marks for a tattoo?
Not that she showed me.
Well, like I said, I'm as good with names as you are with the fog.
Hey, Manny. We were in the middle of a conversation here.
Hey, okay.
Men han vet säkert vem det här är.
Ever seen this woman?
Oh, if this is the woman you're looking for, take my advice. Forget about her. She sailed out of here weeks ago in a cozy portside cabin built for two. And she wasn't alone.
How do you know she sailed out of here? I don't believe it.
Poor
That's a tough
Celso.
break, Junior, but you gotta face it. Here, look it up in my port log if you want it in writing. 6 weeks ago on a Tuesday. Ticket for two, paid in full. I cracked the champagne on the bow myself.
Hey, Manny. We were in the middle of a conversation here.
Hey, okay.
Look, I know how you feel, son. Once I lost a very special lady myself. I waved to her from the docks as she sailed out of port, and I never saw her again.
What was her name?
The SS La Mancha was her name, but don't make me talk about her, because I just can't do it.
Det är SS La Mancha. Oj, hoppsan.
Are you sure I can't sleep in the back?
There's only room for one.
Celso, your wife sailed out of here 2 months ago with another man. It's all in there.
Oh, Manny. Is there a greater constant in nature than the treachery of women?
Forget about her, Celso.
Have you forgotten yours? I'm going after her. You take over my job here. This mop at least will never let you down. That compass in the handle will sure come in handy too.
Look at this transformation. Ett år senare. Och lite till då, för det är kväll nu med.
Hey, boss. You gonna come downstairs? I got a customer asking for you.
You know I don't like to mingle with the customers.
Well, you may want to mingle with this one. She sounds like your type.
Well, looks like a quiet night in old Rubacava.
And just the amount of research that went into all of this, because I just remember Tim going to every film noir movie ever, and we would just all the time there would be something to do, and he's like, want to go to the movies? And it was just, I mean, you can see it, the dark shadows, and then the music. I mean, everything is just so film noir and really pulls you in.
Yeah, I remember us all going to see Casablanca, and I think it was in the Castro Theater or so. It was one of those old San Francisco theaters. I forget which one it was, but it was the whole gang of us went. And
yeah, remember? Did you guys go to the Golden Gate Fields for the horse races? I know they weren't.
I wish.
That was part of it, because I think there were some scenes around that, and that was just fun. I mean, just the research trips.
Yeah,
those were fun.
Så där. Men då har vi ju spelat fram till och med första årets slut. Så då kan vi ta och avsluta här, tycker jag. Så tar vi och fortsätter med Grim Fandango nästa gång istället.
Det kan vi göra.
Så tack ni som har tittat, så får ni ha det så gött. Hej hej!